Hello everybody and welcome to a new game for the channel. Now this one is called the Sapling. It is an evolution game, very sandboxy, very cool. It's by a gentleman called Wessel Stoop, and thank you very, very much for the key there. I'm very, very grateful for that. Been playing a little bit of it already and having lots and lots of fun. So let's jump in and have a little look at the first level. So I've already played this level, but I will show you guys so that you can see. We've only got 4 scenarios so far. Big work in progress, but I think it's very, very promising from what I can see so far. So we're on the island to start with. So I have to make sure to start with that one species with branches survives a century before the year 1000. So that's going to be the end goal of this scenario. Very much a tutorial level, this one. So you start off with a little mushroom. Well, kind of a little shoot, I guess it'll be. And your little shoot, you can scroll, zoom in, zoom out. You can not do very much at the moment, really. You can just add fruit to it at the moment. That's all you can do. That's all you can do is add some fruit to it. So I'm going to add some fruit to it. And you can see that there you've got a certain amount of energy. You've got a certain amount of energy profit and a certain amount of energy that you're going to be needing for fruit. So you've got a little bit of energy being used and a certain amount needed for the fruit. So if I add some leaves to it, so this is a leaf, right, okay, then I can get myself a little bit more energy. Say this one has like three leaves on one side maybe, and maybe even 3 leaves on the other side. Can we do that? Can we do 3 leaves on the other side? Yes. It's kind of like that, and it's got a fruit on one side. Maybe we'll put a fruit on the other side now. So now we've got lots of energy profit, you see. So we can add lots more fruit. I don't 100% know why I need lots of fruit. I'm guessing that might be a scenario eventually to add more fruit to it. You can add some fruit. I think if I try and add too much more, it's going to look a bit dumb. Maybe I could move that up. And have up. I'm so good at this stuff, you know, this precision building. So that's my little dude first. This is my first little species here. And I now get to go to a little land that has been created for me, a little island, and I get to see how my species will survive on this island. So I'm gonna stick down a few of these dudes. And I'm gonna play for like 100 years. I'm gonna click ready, put enough down now. And if I can make this this species last for me for 100 years, then I will get sculpting tools in the editor. I'll be able to change my plants around and make them look a bit more interesting. So, also everything in this is procedurable. So it will call it a completely random species name. The music is procedurally sort of made from little snippets of music that the developer has composed. He's done all the music. Done all of the coding, just everything, one person. I think it's really, really cool. So my new species has been going for 10 years, but what I can do is speed it up so we can see how it does over many, many years. It looks pretty successful, to be honest. It's taking in all the sunlight, having a good time. We're up to 60 years, we are nearly there. But we don't have any branches yet. We need to have a species with branches, so hopefully that will unlock in just a minute. Sculpting tools. So pretty plants. Life comes in all shapes and sizes. Create a taller plant that can still survive. Make sure that one taller species survives a century. So you make it taller, it needs more energy, so you've got to add more leaves to it, basically. And you can unlock branches by doing that. So fairly simple. I need to go to here. I can either build a new one from scratch or I can mutate my existing one. So we're just going to mutate the Udabi plant. Okay. So you're for the first time mutating a plant with leaves, which can evolve into slightly more interesting looking leaves. Yay! So I can drag this dot, and that will just move things up a little bit, move things about. Make it a bit taller. If I scroll over this dot, it'll make it a bit thinner. If I pull this, I can make him taller. Yes, I can. It almost looks like an animal at this point. I can move things about. I can add more leaves. I might add some more leaves. We've got more room, so why not? All the leaves. Let's add some of these leaves. I'm going to be making lots of new plants, so I'm not going to be too, like... Oh, yeah, okay. It's a bit of a crazy plant, this one. I'm not going to do too many changes to it. So this is my new plant, okay? Okay. Let's see how it does. So it is much taller. And what I'm hoping will happen is it'll survive until year 200. It's a wormery. It's a wormery plant. So are the wormery plants doing well? Or did they die out? There was not enough space to grow. Oh no. Alright, so my taller plant did not work as well as the original. The Udabi worked better. So let's go and mutate it again. And that didn't work. So I'm going to make it a bit taller. I'm going to add more fruit. Maybe then it will reproduce more. Come here. I'm going to take away all these leaves. You just click on them to take them away. Pull them off the plant, basically. And I'm going to add all these leaves on. All the way up, just to give it good energy. So we've got good energy and good fruiting. Or I could just turn the plant round and then actually do a good job of this. I'm going to move those up. Put all my new leaves on. I'm going to have a nice big energy profit and lots of fruit. And I can't do much more than that. If it then decides it's not happy, you're just tough, really, isn't it? Oh no! It added itself onto the... Why did it do that for? Oh, it keeps adding itself onto the fruit. Oh well, never mind. Ready! So my big tall plant. Let's see how this does. I think I just did a bit too well with my first plant, honestly. If I'd have done a bit worse with that, it would have been a bit easier. Okay, let's see how this does. The Libarb was born, so let's see if the Libarb does any better. Come on, Libarb, you can survive. You can survive, you can make it. The first Libarb was born. Honestly, I think I made my first dudes too good. I made them really good. And now I can't do anything. There was not enough space to grow. Alright then. Alright then, we'll try again. I'm going to make a new one from scratch. I'm going to make it really tall. Oh, I'm going to make its roots wider as well. You're going to be really tall. And you're going to have lots of fruit and lots of leaves. So, okay, let's put some leaves on you. What? Oh, required in the parent species. Oh, so I have to mutate to the other one or I don't get the new leaves. Oh, okay. Fine. So these guys just did not work. As well as this one. This one was like the bee's knees. Maybe I'll put more in to start with as well. I'm going to grow you up there. We're going to get rid of your leaves. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, beep, boop, 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 boop. It doesn't help that I don't actually fully understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. I will just get as many leaves as I can onto this thing. And Maybe I can move it across a little. Yeah. I think I'll make it fatter at the top. And how about we do some more leaves and stuff at the top, where we've got the big fat bit, like that. See, and then it doesn't let you be very precise with the placement of the leaves, as far as I can tell. But I'll just do the best I can. Okay. So, and then we'll do some leaves down, all the way down here as well. And we'll put fruit up the sides. So we've got like lots of energy coming from the leaves at the top there. And then the fruit is hanging a bit lower down. So we'll see. Low-hanging fruit. No puns about low-hanging fruit, guys. We'll see how this one does. And I'll ram that fruit on there. It's too large and it needs more water. What? What? What do you mean it needs more water? Alright, I will take some fruit off it then, maybe. Okay, so I may as well just move the fruit around. Ah, go. Okay, fine, go away. Try and make it smaller. And I'll get the... Oh, I must need to do something to the roots to make them be bigger or something, but there's not much I can... Oh, I can extend them a bit. Okay. I extended the roots. Does that make a difference to the amount of water needed? Can I make it bigger then? I can. Because I made the roots bigger. Ah, okay. Let's see if I can put these leaves back on. Which I had previously. This should be a better plant. It's got better leaves, it's got like, it's bigger, it's cooler, it's got bigger roots now. That does seem to be as much as I can do though. Alright, I want to see how this does. There's a bunch of them about the place. And I'm going to put lots in because I want to get rid of like as many of these old ones as possible. But at the end of the day, if it's better, it's better. It will overtake it. If it's better, it will do its thing. Okay, let's try again. It's a Bibaria. A Bibaria is good. Bibaria seem to be good. Yes. Come on. You can stay alive for 100 years or so, please. Really went extinct. Man, I did so well before. I did really, really well. But this thing is just like insanely good. I've made myself a problem here, I believe. Maybe I could just make a very slightly smaller one of these. The taller species is not going well. I might need to start again with like, I don't know, something that's like maybe just that with 2 extra leaves and 2 extra fruit or something. I mean, that only had 4 fruit and it had a lot more leaves. Let's mutate you again. I'm just going to do a smaller mutation this time. I'm not going to do anything big. So we're going to just go up 1. And I'm going to just add some more of these leaves. I'm going to make the roots slightly larger. And then I'm just going to put... I'm going to be really simple, okay? I'm going to put 2 of these leaves on. And that will be the only change I make. And let's see if that is enough. Let's put lots of them around everywhere. And let's see if they do okay. A Millibee. Millibee, are you going to do better? Come on, do better. Millibees seem to be doing okay. Okay, yeah, we've got a few of them around. Yes, Millibees might be the one. I did! Yay, I've unlocked branches. Okay, cool. Oh, man. As I say, I basically made something that was far too complex, I think, there. And also I made something that was simple but very effective there. Okay, so new body parts unlocked. You're for the first time mutating a plant with these into these new leaves. And I now have branches. So we can do quite a lot of stuff now. We can take away those. I might take away the old style leaves as well. This might be a mistake. So this one has... two suns caught. So we don't need as many of them by a long shot. This one has 1.5 ton of them, but it's like got some wind resistance. I can't remember what the wind is in the... So I'm going to use this one. And then if I find that there is a problem with wind... Haha. Then... Oh, do you know what? Actually, let's put some branches on too. So what you do is drag that. And I've suddenly got a little thing with branches. We could maybe even put like... Well, can we put 4 branches on? I don't know if we can. Could probably put some branches like that side and that side. Do something along those lines. Could move the fruit up onto the branches if we want to. Make it look a little bit more interesting. So it's looking a little bit more like a very weird tree now. And so what I might want to do with that is then put some of these cool leaves on. So at the moment we've got more sunlight needed before it will work. So I'll just put a few leaves on. It needs more sunlight because I haven't put any leaves on it yet. What does it expect? But yeah, I really enjoy this actually. Just sitting and designing my little plants and making them look cool. Do you still need more sunlight, dude? It seems that simple species work better. Ready to go, but I might put another leaf over there just for stylistic reasons. Okay, so this is my little kind of tree thing. I can move the branches around a bit. I can extend them, make them smaller. Oops. Put their leaves back on. Sorry. I was trying to illustrate a point and I've ruined it. Ruined it, I say. I could extend that if I wanted to. Or I can just leave it. Oh no! Control Z! Control Z! Oh, Control Z does work. Oh, that's fantastic. That's nice. I like Control Z. Control Z is fun. But yeah, okay, I'm ready with that one. That will do. So this is my big tree. I'm going to put lots of them around the place so they've got a good chance. And see if they take over. So the wind strength here is nothing. There's lots of groundwater. There's 5 groundwater. There's 5 softness of soil. So it's very, very moderate temperatures and things. You don't need to worry too much about wind resistance and things like that. So it's an opie tree. Let's see if the opie trees work. They seem okay. They seem to be propagating. They seem to be okay. Yeah, just about. Oh, they made the millibee extinct. But my original little dudes are still there because they are just unbeatable, apparently. And I've done that. That is the objective done. So you can keep playing on and keep messing around with things, or you can go to the next scenario, which is what we're going to do now. So I need to make sure that one species with leaves survives the century at the highest peak before the year 1000. At the highest peak. There must be a mountain then. So I'm going to just make my completely unbeatable dude. I mean, that seems to be, like, amazing. Needed for fruit. A certain temperature and a certain... Oh, we've got environmental needs now. Okay. How very interesting. So the only thing I can really do here is add some fruits. Let's just do the... What was it? Four fruits and then a bunch of leaves down the side. It was very, very simple. Oh, right, I see. Oh, hang on. I wasn't even looking at these before. So we've got the energy flow. How much energy is needed. That's fine. How many incoming resources from the stem and the roots. Oh, this is where the change to the roots makes a difference. Oh, so you get more water coming in if you extend the roots out. Right, totally makes sense. And then we've got some leaves. So we can only have these ones at the moment. And it was just all the way down here with about 3 or 4 leaves on each side. And that was a really potent little plant that just seemed to just get everywhere and not be too worried about things. But I'll be able to see with all of this information that I've either newly been allowed to see or newly discovered. I did not want to go on at that angle at all. There we are. So we shall be able to see loads of energy profit on this one. There's like 15 water that's unused. There's a bunch of sunlight that we don't even need. Well, actually, you need, per sunlight, you need 1 water per sunlight for that to work. That's interesting, huh? So when you start to be able to do things more to the roots. Oh, you can pull the roots down as well. Wasn't that super interesting? I might want to start doing that. But I don't really need massive roots right now. See, the more you need water at a certain depth, the bigger your roots are. And you can only widen them so much, and then you have to start going deeper. How super interesting is this? Right. But it's quite a shallow plant, this one. So this is a millidab. And we are going to make the millidab. Will not survive here. Will survive here. Will not survive here. Will survive here. Oh, okay. I don't know. Why am I putting them in places where they will not survive? Do they? Oh. Do you know what? Just put them everywhere. So up the mountain, they will not survive. They are not hardy enough to survive up there. They are also not hardy enough to survive probably over here at all. Because we've got a temperature of -2, we've got groundwater of 4. It's not got enough groundwater. Oh, how interesting. Right. So what's the groundwater at the top then? Oh, so we need to make this survive with barely any water at all. Oh, how super interesting. Okay, well let's see how these guys go for a little while. And it wants us to make the taller plant now. Shallow groundwater, deep groundwater, softness, temperatures. So these are all overlays. Super interesting. And you can see that up here we've got it's windier and you've basically got storm conditions by the time you're up here. So we're going to need to really mutate these plants so that they can survive. Did the Millidab all die? Why am I not allowed to? Okay, so we've got the Millidab. I should be able to mutate that now. Yes. So they're doing quite well down the bottom. So what I'm going to need to do is definitely get to the more wind resistant leaves, firstly. And we're going to need to make it work better with less groundwater. Whether that's a case of giving it deeper roots or... I'm not really sure. Will we get different roots at some point that will help? Well, let's work. I know how to make it more wind resistant to start with, so let's work on some wind resistance firstly. So let's just see what we've got. So we've got leaves, and we have unlocked these leaves now, so we can mutate it a little bit more. So all I'm going to do, the only thing I'm going to do to this plant is to take these leaves that have a little bit more sun caught, and then I'll just try and put them... Oh, go away, I want you around there. So I'm going to basically make it identical to the previous one. Just going to change the leaves over, and that's all I'm going to do for now, and I'm going to see how that does and where it will survive, if it will survive a little bit more. And get that to survive. Get it to survive being just a touch taller. We'll add 2 extra leaves on. I don't want to be too, like, crazy about it. Let's give that a go and see how that does. So... Why will it not survive there? Because of not enough groundwater. I'm going to try next I'll try this for a little while, and then I'm going to try a plant with deeper roots and see if that will survive a bit more. So it's a Dodali, and they seem to be doing quite well, especially in certain areas. So I want to now mutate the Dodali. And now it's got its wind resistant leaves, you see. What I want to do is give it, I want to play around with the groundwater stuff. So what I want to do is to go to the roots, and I want to try and pull them down and just see if having chunkier roots will help. So the only thing that's different about this is the roots are larger. Oh, I should have made it look a bit different, but Wilderbob will not survive here, will not survive here, will not survive here. So it's still wanting lots of water. So I just don't know how to make it not want... So let's go and redesign it. How to make it need less water. I'm very confused. I think it's probably something about the roots. The plant is too large, it needs more water. So it's like got barely any roots. From roots to. From roots to. From roots. Okay. So they can go quite deep. So let's try making a little tiny plant then. Let's make it small. Really small. Because you don't have to always evolve it by making it large. So we'll go back to the plant, please, if we can. I'm going to get rid of all the fruit and leaves. Yeah. I'm going to make it very small and I'm going to just play around with that. Why are you all the way up there? I don't get this. So it's got like one leaf on it. So what I'm going to want is just one fruit. Like there. Apparently it still needs more water. Even from having one root. And that's just 4. I'm going to give it a wind-resistant leaf as well. And we'll just see how that goes. Oh, why is it? Why? Why are you stuck up there? Did I? Oh yeah, okay. My fault. Okay, so I'm going to try with one like that. Maybe if I made it thinner. Can I make it thinner still? I can make it very thin. Maybe if I do that, you can thin the roots out. Because I'm very interested in trying to make it... But it might just be that I need different roots. I mean, eventually I'm going to have branches and things. Well, let's try this anyway. I want to see what this does. I'm very interested in this one. It's a very different design. It seemingly will survive in many, many different places, actually. Will you survive up there? No, because there's no groundwater. Okay, let's just... quickly see if there's anywhere up here that this will survive. But the Larry species will survive down there really well in all the places that the others won't. So that's super interesting, right? So we need 100 years of these guys with tall features. So let's just see. Let's just play the simulation for a little while. Larry didn't do as well. That's fine. Okay, we've unlocked branches. So now I do need to have I believe I've got like a mini goal now. Okay, I'd best stop it because otherwise I'm going to run out of time. I may have to redo the scenario when I know a little bit more about what I'm doing, but I really don't know what I'm doing at all. Oh. That's interesting. The health of my species. So, shallow groundwater. Deep groundwater. There's no deep groundwater. Up there. However, there is deep groundwater up on the highest peak, interestingly enough. It's very soft ground, that's fine. The temperature seems reasonable. The wind strength starts to be a problem, so we'll need the wind leaves. Oh, that one has a lot of shallow groundwater, and this one up here has a lot of deep groundwater. So what I really need to go up to this one is something with very deep roots. Okay. Larry did have deep roots, but not deep enough, maybe. So I'm going to go back into the Dali. And we're going to play around with this quite a bit. So I'm going to make it very tall. I'm going to give it very, very deep roots if I can. Can I go any deeper than that? If I widen them, can they go deeper? No. Okay. I need that much water. I'm going to give it wind-resistant leaves, and I'm going to give it some branches. I'm going to get rid of all of this. I'm going to make it a little bit thinner. Get rid of those. Give it some branches. End up looking a bit like a cactus or something. Maybe a little bit more like a tree. Okay, so it can have 3 branches. That looks quite cool. And then I'm thinking we'll give it some fruit. Like in its center. And then have leaves on the branches around. I don't know why. Wow, these have super wind resistance and stuff. Or super sunlight, or half of each. Yeah, like I said, I'll go with some wind resistant leaves. And we'll see if I've made it too complicated or whether it's happy. And I'll see, I'll keep redesigning it until it'll work up there. If it ever will. I might have to unlock more different body parts for that to happen. Okay. There's my kind of slightly weird looking tree. It looks like a tree that might work up on a high ledge. It needs more water. Oh dear. I don't want to have to give it too big a root system. Then maybe if I give it a really big root system, it might need less water? I don't know. Well, let's see. Let's see where it can go. Groundwater for that's already not enough. Let's see about up here where we've got more deep groundwater. It's always the groundwater that's the issue. It will not survive here at all. Not even with lots of groundwater. Because the roots are deep enough, look, that it's finding groundwater, whereas over there's no groundwater because it's all surface. So what we need to do is redesign it so the roots are narrower. Okay, so we might have to take things off. It might even include taking off fruit. Let's take off one of the fruits. Got plenty of sunlight, so I could take off leaves as well. And even branches. There's a lot of experimentation going on here. How do I remove a branch then? Do I just make it smaller until it goes away? Yes. Seems to be the idea there. Because we've got a... Oh, right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 8 from leaves. It's too large for the water. So let's make it shorter. And smaller. And I'm basically going back to the beginning. Make you shorter. Can I? That might be the shortest it goes. Okay, I believe it needs to have some sort of branch, even if it's small. There. Just a tiny one like that. Just a little fruit on it. Needs a little more sunlight, so I'll give it a leaf. I'm going to be very simple with this. And then we need some more, so we'll give it another leaf. Apparently that's ready. Okay. Can I make the roots any thinner? That is the smallest I can make it. Okay, we'll try this. Has very deep roots. It will survive up there, apparently. So let's have a look. It's a leaved species, and it needs to be alive for 100 years on the highest peak. Let's speed it up a bit. That one apparently worked for a while. But yeah, these guys, no, they died out, but these guys are doing okay. Up here, look. Sometimes the simplest things work the best. Hurrah! We've done it! So I think possibly in the next couple of scenarios, I'm going to go back to the menu now. So we've got a couple of new scenarios. So we've got the first creature. So I'll probably do another episode of this where we'll play the first creature. And if that then takes me a whole episode, it takes me a whole episode. If it doesn't, then we'll do the disaster scenario as well. But yes, this has been really, really cool just to play around with, and I'm looking forward very much to seeing what is in store with the animals as well, because he looks cool. Look how cool he looks. And I'm also looking forward to seeing how this develops, because it's super fun just playing around with all the little bits and pieces and different leaves and different mutations and seeing what you can do with it. So yeah, very much looking forward to seeing how this develops. So thank you very much again for the key to this, Wessel, and it's a really, really cool game. Thank you ever so much, everybody, for coming along and watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, then please do leave me a like below. If you'd like to see more, then please subscribe. I'll let you know when the videos are out. I hope to see you next time. In the meantime, please look after yourselves and keep being awesome.